Hello and welcome to the final chapter of the semester for Principles of Marketing. Today we're going to go over chapter 17, which is digital, online, social media, and mobile marketing. Most of this should be fairly easy and most of it should be reviewed for you since you are all adept at social media, online, and digital technology. Here are the learning objectives for the course. If you want to read those, you can pause. Here's the learning objective for the first portion of the slides. And so let's just dig right in and talk about what direct and digital marketing is. One of the things that we can do as marketers with direct and digital marketing is we can really carefully target who we want our message to go out to. We can actually do it, target it so closely as it goes out to individual consumers or customer communities. And one of the things that we can also, is a big advantage, is we can get a fairly immediate response that's going to help us see how effective our message is, and hopefully we're going to be able to build lasting customer relationships. Now, I must have been way ahead of the curve on this because in 2008 I created a website called ncwva.com. And I set this website up and created it because I was at the time a manager for my son's hockey team. And I was organizing a hockey tournament in Morgantown that was bringing in teams from all over the United States, Pennsylvania, New York, even Canada. One of the things that was happening is all these parents were emailing me asking, where do we stay? Where do we eat? What do we do when we're not playing hockey? And I thought, wow, it would be very nice. Now keep in mind, this was 12 years ago, so the internet wasn't nearly what it is today. But I thought it would be nice if there was one site that would tell visitors of the site everything they wanted to know about a certain region of the country. And since I lived here in north central West Virginia, hence the name ncwva.com, I decided to make a website. And on that website would be advertisements for hotels, restaurants, theaters. There would be a calendar of events that were going on, like sporting events and festivals and so forth. And so if you were going to visit the north central West Virginia area, or even if you lived in the area and just wanted to know what was going on, you could go to the site and easily find what you were looking for. The revenue stream that I was trying to create was advertisements, selling advertisements for companies that would advertise or have their business on the site. And if you go to my YouTube page or YouTube channel, Jim Davis 43, I've posted a video of a television news interview that I did back in January of 2008 that talks about the site. You might want to visit that and just for at least just to see what I looked like 12 years ago. I had a lot less gray hair, I can tell you that. But anyway, digital marketing was just beginning 12 years ago. And the internet was just becoming vibrant as it is today, but it wasn't nearly as vibrant as it is now. So, direct and digital marketing. The new direct marketing model. Most companies are utilizing direct marketing and not using as much, or using to a lesser degree, traditional marketing. And it's just something that most companies are, especially if their target audiences are very well educated in digital technology, it only makes sense that the company, if that's where their target market is looking, that's where they're going to be. So there's been a rapid growth in this direct and digital marketing over the past few years. And in fact, in 2019, social media marketing took over newspaper, TV, and radio for the most used form of advertising. Can you imagine all the years that newspaper, TV, and radio were on top as the most used mediums? Today they're not. Social media has overtaken them, and it's just a sign of the times. So digital marketing is here to stay, and it may change forms, but it's definitely here to stay. What are some of the benefits?
I found this on the web for is here to stay.
Excuse me, for some reason, Siri thought I was talking to her. So what are some of the benefits of direct and digital marketing? Well, let's look at the benefits for the buyer, the consumer. It's very convenient. You can order straight from your phone. You can learn about a product directly from your iPad. You have access to really anything and everything that you want to know about as far as products. You can compare information about companies, products, and competitors. It's very interactive, and again, it's immediate. It just happens instantaneously. And today, buyers have more control than ever. You have control over what you want to look at, how you want to buy it, the price that you want. More now than ever, consumers can get discounts on the products that they're purchasing simply because of the competition that's out there. What are some benefits, though, for the companies and the marketers that are the sellers? Well, obviously, it's an immediate way to build customer relationships. You no longer have to really hunt for your customers. Customers come to you through the digital technology. It's very low cost and it's highly efficient. So you can reach other markets almost instantly. In 2012, when I opened my business in Morgantown, I knew that if I had a website, I could open up my store basically to the world. I didn't have to just rely on customers from the local area. I could reach anywhere that I wanted to because of my website. It's flexible, and it gives access to buyers that usually aren't reachable through other channels. For instance, a local brick and mortar store like my own. I was able to reach buyers from all around the world. They didn't have to come into the store. They could simply look at the website, buy from the website, purchase the transaction right there on their phones or iPads or tablets. So when we're taking a look at direct and digital marketing on the left-hand side, I want you to also, though, see some of the traditional direct marketing that is out there and is still around. So, of course, on the left-hand side, we have our digital and social media marketing, our online marketing, email, videos, blogs, podcasts, which aren't mentioned, but we'll talk about those in a few minutes. Social media marketing, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Snapchat, all the types of social media that are out there, mobile marketing. And then on the more traditional side, you have the face-to-face selling, which we've already discussed, direct mail marketing, catalog, telemarketing, direct response TV marketing, and kiosk marketing. So some of these we've talked about, some of those we haven't, and we'll touch base on those today. So companies know that they have to embrace digital and social media marketing. And by using these tools, they can reach more consumers and engage more consumers anywhere, anytime via their digital devices. And if you take a look at companies today, they have transitioned to more of a omni-channel retail situation. And this basically means that, yes, we still have our traditional brick and mortar, but we also have websites. We also do business through social media. And so this omni-channel retailing is where we've created this transparent or seamless cross-channel experience for customers. Okay? And integrated marketing communications, as we talked about earlier, that's where you try to that's where the seamless part or the transparent part comes in. So if you took a look at, if you went into a Home Depot store, their color is orange. That's their company color. Well, obviously, if you went online, you're going to see that color. You're going to recognize it. Everything's going to be very familiar. That's integrated marketing communications. But it also is omni-channel retailing, because not only can you buy in the store, but you can also buy online. So even though Home Depot has over 2,000 stores across the country, they also have significant revenue streams coming from their online sales. That's omni-channel, different tracks of revenue coming from different types of mediums, whether it be a brick and mortar store or online. This here just gives you an overview and some definitions of online marketing websites, and branded community websites. I'm not going to really talk too much about these. We have email marketing as well. We all know what spam is, and a lot of us get a lot of that. We get a lot of spam. We get a lot of different types of companies trying to engage with us through email. But we also get it through online advertising, either while we're on a website or on the internet, or while we're on social media. We have a lot of online advertising going on. I know that a lot of us probably have spent a lot of times on our devices over the past few weeks as we are trying to self-isolate until the coronavirus passes. But fact is, as we've spent more time online, we've been exposed to a lot more online advertising. Just today, my wife was going through some of her social media, seeing some advertisement for DSW Shoes, which is a large shoe retailer, and their nearest store is in Pittsburgh. And she goes, "We should buy shoes today." Of course, I didn't need any shoes, but she goes, "We should buy shoes today. They're 40% off. I just seen this on Facebook." And she went, tapped the Facebook. It took her right to the DSW internet website. Boom. She bought a pair of shoes. Not good for me, good for her. But anyway, this type of marketing is very, very, it's just very popular today. Online video, where companies and marketers are putting video content on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, to try to grab the attention of the consumer. And that's the most important thing. We talk about it in digital marketing, and we talk about it in social media marketing. The most important element for a marketer, now remember this, the most important element for a marketer when they're thinking about digital advertising and social media marketing is content. The content has to grab the attention of the viewer. It has to grab the attention and interest. If you remember that formula, AIDA, which was attention, interest, desire, and action. The same thing goes with content. You want to put content on your social media and your digital marketing or in your online marketing so that it grabs the attention of the consumer and has value. Another part of online marketing are blogs. I'm sure all of you know what a blog is. Basically, it's an online journal in its written form. But in the video form, or the audio form, is podcast. And actually, podcasts are now more popular than blogs. And so I added this in there because I'm sure some of you listen to podcasts. I know that I do. And a lot of marketers will sponsor podcasts because it's a really efficient way to reach a niche market. Last year in my social media marketing class, I had a gentleman from Fairmont, actually, him and his friends have a podcast studio not far from campus. And they actually have a studio where they will record podcasts for anyone who wants to make one. But they also will do the advertising. In other words, if companies want to advertise or sponsor those podcasts, they will integrate that into the podcast. And it's a great way to really touch a certain segment of the market. So podcasts are very popular these days, and there's thousands of them out there. I'm sure you've listened to one or two yourself. So let's talk about social media specifically and mobile marketing. What is it? What are the advantages of the social media marketing? As I said earlier in one of my slides, it has become the most popular form of advertising, bypassing television, radio, and newspaper. One of the reasons why it's done that is because it's very targeted. You can target your advertising on social media to a very specific target market, a very specific segment of the market. It's targeted, but it's also personal, and it's very interactive. You can't put an advertisement on a television or radio or TV, and all the consumer has to do is touch the ad, and it takes them right to the company's website. Those types of mediums don't allow that. However, social media advertising or social media marketing allows the consumer simply just to touch the screen, and it will take them, either they'll learn more about the product or it will take them directly to the company's website. So it's very interactive. It's immediate and timely because you can do it instantly. That was me clicking my fingers or snapping my fingers. So it's real-time marketing. It's very cost effective because social media marketing is very inexpensive. And for small companies, you can actually do it for free. Now, I will say, and we talk about this in my social media marketing class or digital marketing class, which I will be teaching next semester. In digital marketing, we talk about how it's probably best, if you're a marketer, to have professionals do your advertising for you on social media so that you can maximize that engagement and that sharing capabilities that social media marketing offers to you. But it's still very cost effective. So targeted and personal, interactive, immediate and timely, real-time marketing, cost-effective engagement and social sharing capabilities. A lot of advantages to transitioning to social media marketing. Here's an example of a Facebook ad where we can increase customer engagement and speed up the purchasing process simply by putting an ad on Facebook. This happens to be an ad that I put online or in the slides last year from Volkswagen. And there's so many different social media platforms to go to. Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, Etsy, Pinterest, YouTube. All these are forms of social media that companies take advantage of every day, specific to their market. So think about if I was wanting to capture the attention of someone in the neighborhood of, let's say, someone between the ages of 45 and 65. Would I go to Snapchat? No, probably not. I would probably concentrate my marketing efforts on Facebook or possibly YouTube. But each of the social media platforms have specific audience demographics. There's mobile marketing, where it delivers messages and promotions through mobile devices. Geofencing is a term you should be familiar with, but basically what geofencing is it is a digital fence around some type of actual area. So let me give you an example. Through GPS, I could put a geofence around the parking lot at Anthony Chevrolet in Fairmont. And every time a customer would enter the parking lot, of Anthony Chevrolet, if they've signed up and allowed this to happen through my social media, I could be the local Ford dealership and I could send a message or some type of initiate some type of action through the digital device every time my customer entered my competition's area. That's called geofencing, and it's very popular, and it's something that's fairly new, but it's increasing in popularity. So finally, I think we're going to wrap up here just taking a look at some of the more traditional forms of direct marketing. Obviously, there's direct mail, where companies will send advertisements, flyers, anything at all to consumers directly to their homes through the mail. And at one point, that was a very popular way. It's sort of lost its popularity over the years, especially since we've arrived in this digital age where we can fine-tune everything so much more precisely and so much less expensive. So we spend a lot less money, but we target much more accurately. Obviously, it's personalized because you can address it. But it does cost more than mass media because you have to pay postage for every single customer. Provides better results than mass media. That's debatable, but at least it's very easy to measure, because I know that if I send out a flyer to everyone in a certain zip code, you usually have a response rate of less than probably 20%. But it's much easier if someone comes into the store from that zip code, or you sell something to someone in that zip code, chances are they've seen the flyer that you mailed to them. Catalog, direct marketing, again, something we don't see as much these days. Printed and web-based catalogs, you won't find as many printed catalogs. Then there used to be a lot of companies that would send out the entire catalog of all their products. Today it's more digital in nature and it's online. But it's something that has decreasing popularity as time goes on. Telemarketing, we're all familiar with telemarketing and people calling us, asking us questions or asking if we're interested, if we're in the market for new windows or whatever. So telemarketing is, basically something that's a type of direct marketing that's been out there for a while. It's not as popular as it used to be. I know most of us are probably getting now these types of calls on our phones. They're recorded messages. But just think, you probably would think, well, how in the world do they get any business at all by doing that? But they're sending these out by the millions. So they probably are getting people who do respond. Some people will pick it up. When someone calls my cell phone, I don't even answer it unless I know who it is. But it's still something that marketers are trying in order to get into the consumer's mind. But again, it's not as popular as it used to be. Some more traditional forms are the direct response television. So this would be like the QVC or the infomercials that you might see on television, or of course QVC and the Home Shopping Network, they have their own channels. But this is direct response television. And then we have kiosk marketing, which has sort of had some increasing popularity lately. Kiosk marketing, and you'll see this a lot in airports, where they're actually selling clothing through a kiosk. Here, I don't know exactly what this fella is trying to buy, but it's items made of pure gold. Never seen that one before. But kiosk marketing, here's one that I'm familiar with. It's a picture I took of my wife looking at a cupcake vending machine in Pittsburgh. It must have been pretty popular because there wasn't very many cupcakes left. But you can buy just about anything through kiosk. So food, electronics, clothing, lottery tickets. This is a trending element in direct marketing, and it's something that as marketers we need to be aware of, and it's something sometimes we may want to think, how might I be able to market through a kiosk with the products and services that I sell. Of course, through direct and digital marketing, there's always ethical issues and public policy issues that we have to be aware of. Here are just a few. And that wraps up chapter 17. I will have one last recap video for this course, which will appear the week of April 20th. Sometime during the week of April 20th. I'd like for you to watch that. It will be very brief, but I'd like for you to watch the recap video. This will be the final, this chapter here was the final chapter video that we're going over. I hope things are well with you and your family. I hope you're staying safe, practicing social distancing, making sure you have masks when you go out in the public places. I'm pretty sure, I'm recording this on Monday, April 13th. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get directives from President Trump that we will be opening up things here very soon. But in order to go out into a public building or place of business, you're going to have a mask. So make sure that you and your family are looking at all the possibilities that you can. If you don't have a medical mask or some type of an official mask, you can make something to make a mask. But I'm sure that's coming down the road. Anyway, I appreciate your time. I hope all's going well, and I will see you talk to you one last time through the recap video. Take care.